Hey, how's it going, YouTube? I'm back in the video, and today I'm be talking about, are these Phoenix Suns a legitimate team, a legitimate playoff contender this year, and are they actually good? I'm be getting into all the things from their hot start to why they're good and to why they might be able to keep it up and maybe not be able to keep it up at the same time. I'm be getting into the good and bad of this team, and pretty much, do I think that the team is actually as good as they have started off? A lot of people are really hyping them up. A lot of people are really saying that they're good and that they're really excited to watch this team play, but I mean, I'm kind of going to be more on the critical side of the Suns, but I'm also going to say some good things about the Suns as well. So yeah, and before this video does get on its way, if you do like the video at any point, hit the like button and subscribe button. It would mean the absolute world to me, and comment below any video ideas you want to see me make in the future related to the NBA. And without further ado, without running on too much, let's get right into this video. Alright, so my first reason for this video is going to be the Suns' extremely hot start. Why am I even make the video is because, well, the Suns have came out to one of the hottest starts we've seen them come out to in a very, very long time, and it's pretty much came out of nowhere, as a lot of people, obviously it's the Suns, a lot of people projected them to be one of the worst teams, if not the worst team in the NBA. But they have shocked a lot of people, going 5-3 throughout their first 8 games, and they are ranked currently top 10 in both offense and defensive efficiency when it was being led by Devin Booker and Kelly Oubre Jr., who's kind of having a revival of his career. And I mean, Devin Booker, he's always been one of the league's best kept secrets, and he's finally starting to have his coming out party. People are starting to recognize him, and he is a very good player, and he has been for a very long time now, just since he's on the Suns. Not only have people been giving him credit, but now with this hot start, Booker's starting to get some credit. Oubre's starting to really have a very nice career put together with the Phoenix Suns, and this is all without DeAndre Ayton, as he is suspended for 25 games. But now let's get into the good of this team and why they are actually having some success right now. Well, mainly is going to be their foundation. I mean, if you look at the foundation this team is built on, they have Devin Booker, Kelly Oubre, and DeAndre Ayton. That's a very, very good big three, and also a very young big three that you can build upon and really just build off of that and keep improving your team. And I mean, although DeAndre Ayton is suspended right now, this dude is an absolute beast. His rookie season was kind of overshadowed because Trae Young's second half this season, Luka Doncic's entire season, but DeAndre Ayton is a very good player and was a beast for the Suns last year. And I mean, the 25-game suspension is going to hurt a little bit, but still, this dude's going to be a beast, and when he comes back, I do not expect him to miss a beat at all. And then even Devin Booker, who obviously is probably the biggest part of this team, has been one of the most underrated players in the entire NBA, and is one of the best scorers in the entire NBA right now. Now, I mean, although he is putting up some numbers that I do not specifically think that he will be able to keep up, and I'll get into more in that in a little bit later in this video, he's still having a very good season, and I don't see his numbers dropping drastically, because I do think he's a 25 to 26 point per game scorer, and he is just one of those players that can go out and do that type of thing for you every single night. And then obviously Kelly Oubre Jr., he's obviously one of the better scorers in the league as well, averaging 17.4 points per game, on 35% shooting from the 3 and 48% shooting from the field. Now, although Kelly Oubre really doesn't do anything else but score, if you get someone that can almost get you 20 points per game every night, he is more than good enough to be on your team and more than valuable enough to be in your starting lineup, and he helps their offense a ton, especially with how efficiently he can score. Now, right now, obviously his efficiency is completely out of the roof, and I mean, 48% from the field from a small forward, he usually won't stay there, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he does finish the season averaging around 40 to 38% from the field, and that 3-point percentage stays somewhere in mid to low 30s, which is still a very good 3-point percentage. But now, also, my third reason is going to be they have a surplus of young talent. Like, I mean, their young talent is actually ridiculous. As outside of Ricky Rubio, who's still a very good, solid, he is older, and that's why I'm not including him in this, but he's a very solid player and a very good point guard to have on your team. But I mean, outside of him, 4 players on their starting 5 are under the age of 25, as they have superstars and Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton, 2 great high role players, and DeMario Saric and Kelly Oubre Jr. And I mean, even off their bench, their young talent is ridiculous, as they have Tyler Johnson, Javon Carter, who's having a very good season, Cam Johnson, this year's first-round draft pick, Frank Kaminsky, and Mikal Bridges, who still has a very high upside. And I mean, these are all very good players. I mean, Tyler Johnson's more than usable off the bench. Javon Carter, like I said, is having a very good season. We still don't know what they have in Cam Johnson, but he's everybody's saying he's one of the best shooters in this entire draft class. Frank Kaminsky, he's a solid player, and even Mikal Bridges, he's still so young. We don't fully know what we have in him yet as well. So I mean, with how much young talent they have, the upside to this Phoenix Suns team is going to be absolutely ridiculous, and I would not be surprised at all if we do see them be able to keep a little bit of this success, especially once they build the chemistry and learn how to win a little bit later on this season. And if they can keep this nucleus, maybe even be successful in a playoff contender going into the next following years, going into the future. But now my third thing I'm going to be getting into is going to be, can they keep it up? The main question I want to answer. Well, my opinion, they probably won't keep it up, but I also don't see them going back to the old Phoenix Suns. I do think this team is a better team than we've seen the Phoenix Suns be in the past, but I don't think they're as good as people are making them out to be, and it is for these exact reasons right here. Well, I mean, they have a lot of players just playing out of their minds like they never have in their career. As a Ricky Rubio is averaging 40% from the three-point line and 6.5 rebounds per game and 8.5 assists per game. And these numbers compared to his career numbers just do not match up at all. And with a veteran the age of Ricky Rubio, you don't see these spikes unless he's just on a hot streak. And eventually a hot streak does come to an end. And I mean, you can really tell if you do look at the stats, as he's a career 32% three-point shooter, but I mean, for him to go 8% up in one offseason wouldn't make any sense, and I highly doubt he's going to be able to keep that 40% from three up, and it's going to probably fall down around that 32% or maybe even lower, depending on if Devin Booker can do that. And also the 40% from the field, it will most likely go down as well, as that is about 5% higher than what his career has been throughout his entire time. And then obviously his assists per game is 2 per game higher than it ever has been, and that might be a result of him playing with Devin Booker, but Devin Booker's stats are even kind of out of whack right now, as many players are when the season does begin. So I mean, Rubio, in my opinion, is bound to come back down to earth. He's not going to play at as high a level as we've been seeing, and he's not going to be as good as a lot of people are like seeing as of right now. I think Ricky Rubio is a good, solid starting point guard, but I do not think he's anywhere near the way he's playing right now. The way he's playing is succeeding his skill level, put it that way, in my opinion. And then even Devin Booker, who I'm extremely high on, and I love Devin Booker. Don't take this as me hating on him in any way. I'm just saying these stats are quite literally impossible to keep up that he's putting. He is shooting 50% from the three-point line. That is absolutely ridiculous to shoot 30% from a three-point line in an NBA season, and I can guarantee you by the end of the season, those numbers will not be at 50%. Maybe it can stay at 40, maybe it can be mid to high 30s, but I will pay anyone $1,000 if that stays at 50% from the three. That is literally impossible to keep up, and he's just on an extreme hot streak right now. And even his field goal percentage is way higher than it has ever been. And although he is a great player, I just don't think that anyone can keep up the stats he is posting. He is right now averaging 28 points per game, which I don't think is completely out of whack. I think 28 points per game is possible for Devin Booker to average. But I do think him averaging 50% from the three-point line is a tad out of whack, especially with us only being 8 games into the season. I think for sure those numbers are going to go down, and even his field goal percentage, like Ricky Rubio, is going to go down. So I mean, with those two key players right now being the biggest reasons why they're winning games, I think personally, once they kind of get back down to earth and start playing how they normally would have played in every other season, I think that the Phoenix Suns are going to regress quite a bit. But I don't think they're going to be a terrible team, and I think that they're going to be pretty solid as well. And another reason I'm kind of questioning how good this Phoenix Suns team is because 2 years ago we saw the Orlando Magic do the exact same thing. They started off 6-2. Everyone was talking about how good they are. They went on to lose 9 straight games and ended the season 25-57. Now, I don't think the Phoenix Suns are going to fall off to that level. I think they're going to be a 30, maybe even 40-win team this year, but I don't think they're a playoff team this year. But if they do add some talent in free agency and add a little bit more talent through the draft, I think potentially this team, if it sticks together, could be a playoff contender in the very few years coming, but I just don't think they're as good as people are making them out to be this year. But unfortunately, guys, that's me for the video. So comment below. Do you think the Phoenix Suns are this good? Do you think they're a pretender? Do you think they're possibly a playoff contender this year? On here, your thoughts in the comment section below. And like I said earlier, if you do like the video at any point in this video, hit the like button and the subscribe button. It means the world to me. Y'all been showing tons of support, and I cannot thank y'all enough. Hope you have a blessed day. Can have a blessed day. So you need to have a blessed day. All glory to God. See you in the next video. Goodbye. Boo. Blah.